Students, today we shall continue with the previous lecture, that is spherical polar coordinates. In the previous video you have learned that spherical polar coordinates are r, theta and phi. You have also found the unit vectors are cap, theta cap and phi cap. They point along the direction of r, theta and phi. In the previous video you have found the expressions for r cap, theta cap and phi cap. Today we are going to find the expressions for velocity and acceleration of a particle which is moving on the surface of a sphere. That is, we are going to discuss its motion in terms of spherical polar coordinates, right? Now we know that this r vector can be written as r cap. R is the magnitude and r cap represents the direction. Therefore velocity is obviously given by dr by dt, and that is dr by dt r cap plus r times dr cap by dt. Obviously this can be written as r dot r cap plus r times dr cap by dt. Now to find the complete expression for velocity we need to find this dr cap by dt, right? So v is r dot r cap plus r times d by dt of, based on your previous knowledge you have found the value of r. What was that? That was sine theta cos phi I plus sine theta sine phi j plus cos theta k. Now we shall differentiate each of these terms one by one, and let us do that in the next step. So d by dt of this will be, so let us do this portion singly first. So it will be how much? This will be differentiation of sine theta is cos theta internal differentiation, then cos phi I times plus sine theta differentiation of cos phi is minus sine phi dot I, then differentiation of sine theta again cos theta theta dot sine phi j plus then this will remain as such sine theta, and differentiation of sine phi is cos phi dot j, and then you have differentiation of cos theta is minus sine theta dot k. Now we'll try to isolate those factors which have theta dot in common and phi dot in common. So those which have theta dot in common are cos theta, cos phi I, and plus cos theta sine phi j minus sine theta k. So all of these have theta dot in common. And now if we go to those factors which have phi dot in common, those are, so it is sine theta sine phi minus times I and this factor plus sine theta cos phi j phi dot, right? If you identify this expression, this is for theta cap and this is for phi cap. You have already evaluated that. You can check the previous video that this is the expression for theta cap and this is the expression for phi cap. So you can write it as, but of course here you can also take out sine theta as common. So this expression is how much? It is theta dot theta cap, and another expression is how much? If we take sine theta also common, so it is sine theta phi dot phi cap. Now let us substitute this value over here. We get the expression for velocity is r dot r cap plus, of course you need to multiply this by r, so it is r theta dot theta cap plus r sine theta phi dot phi cap. So this is the expression for velocity. Obviously you can identify this as the radial component of velocity, this as the theta component and this as the phi component. Therefore the velocity vector is given by vr plus v theta plus v phi, and obviously the magnitude will be given by the square of these terms under root. So Vr square plus V theta square plus V phi square under root, where Vr is r dot, V theta is r theta dot, and V phi is r sin theta phi dot, right? So now starting from this expression, you can also find the value of acceleration, and that will be, from here we'll move to next page. So obviously acceleration will be dv by dt. So that is d by dt of this much. So that is r dot r cap plus r theta dot theta cap plus r sin theta phi dot phi cap. Obviously you will be differentiating these terms one by one. So here it will split into 2 factors, here it will split into 3 factors, here it will split into 4 factors. And since you know r, you know theta cap, you know phi cap, you can easily differentiate it. And obviously for acceleration also you will get 3 components. One in terms of r, another in terms of theta, and another in terms of phi. So you will get a radial component. I will not do the detail. You can do it easily now. You will get a theta component of acceleration and you will get a phi component of acceleration. And obviously the magnitude of acceleration will be ar magnitude times square plus a theta square plus a phi square, wherein I leave it to you as a small assignment at home to do the intermediate steps, and that is quite easy for you. All you have to do is a simple differentiation of all these terms one by one, right? And then you are going to separate them in terms of r, theta and phi. Now a more important thing that you should learn today is about solid angle. So all of you know about an angle that is enclosed between two lines or two planes. You call it theta or you call it phi, and it is measured in degrees or in radians. In case of a circle, we know that the length of the arc is given by how much? If r is the radius of the circle, we know that L is equal to r theta. This is the relation between the length of the arc, the radius of the circle, and the angle subtended at the center. But this is true about an angle called plane angle. This angle is called a plane angle because this has been created, subtended in a plane. But in case of a sphere, you cannot imagine an angle in this way. See, for example, if this is a sphere, an angle at the center is actually subtended by an area and not just by two lines or two planes. It is subtended by an area. You can also take the example of my hand, for example. This area is subtending certain angle at the center of this tip of the fingers. So when I try to imagine this angle, it comes out from a number of lines, that come from this area, the area of my hand. So whenever you imagine an angle subtended at the center of a sphere, at the center of a sphere, you call it a solid angle. It is not a plane angle. And while as a plane angle is measured in terms of degrees or radians, this is measured in terms of citi-radians. And we'll define that. What's that? Now let us try to see how do we calculate the value of this solid angle. Firstly, you should represent the solid angle by d omega. D omega is the solid angle subtended by certain area dA. So suppose this is a small area of the circle, we call it dA. The angle that it subtends at the center is d omega, right? So this d omega is largely defined as dA by r square, where r is the radius of this sphere. R is the radius of, this is quite in analogy with this. Here it was length of arc divided by radius of circle. But in this case, only a length is not involved, an area is involved. So it is the angle subtended by an area. Therefore, in analogy with this expression, because here you can find that theta is actually L by R. It is the length of the arc and radius of the circle. Here it is the area of the area element and radius square. That is the radius of the sphere. Now let us try to define this area element. For that we will have to go to spherical polar coordinates again. See, this is the area element that we can imagine. See, you can imagine a sphere and then you can imagine a square area on it, a rectangular area on it, right? So we are choosing an area element, so we call it an area element. And this area element is lying on the surface of the sphere. We want to find what is its area in terms of the spherical polar coordinates. If you recall the previous lecture, this vector was how much? R sine theta. So you can drop two perpendiculars here. So this angle is suppose d phi. The small angle is d phi. Because we know that the angle in this plane was how much? Phi. And the angle in this plane was theta. Suppose this small angle is d theta. I hope this diagram is clear to you. This is d theta, right? So why did I draw the diagram in this manner? Because if I have to find the area of this area element, it is either a rectangle or a square, and its area will be given by length into breadth or side square. So I am interested in this and in this. Now, what is the length of this side? This is r d theta. If this is the r vector, this is in analogy with this. Length of the arc is equal to r theta. Here the length of the arc is equal to r into the angle, that is d theta. So one of the sides is, so side 1 is r d theta. And what is side 2? Side 2 of the area element is how much? It is r sine theta into d phi. R sine theta into d phi. I don't need to go into detail what this r sine theta is. I have already told you in the previous lecture that if this position vector is r, its vertical component with the z-axis is r cos theta and the other component is r sine theta. It is that vector in this plane. Now this r sine theta is subtending certain angle in this plane, and for a small length, right, we can imagine this angle to be d phi. Therefore we say that this length, which is actually this length, right, it is r sine theta d phi. Therefore what is the area element? It is length of side 1 into length of side 2. So area element dA is r square sine theta d phi. Therefore what is solid angle? D omega. It is dA by r square. What is dA? It is r square sine theta d phi divided by r square. This and this will go. So area element is only sine theta d phi. Right? Now we need to find what is the total angle. What is the total angle? So you have found d omega. It is sine theta d phi. Now if you intend to find what is the total angle subtended at the center by the entire area of the sphere, that you can obtain by integrating this expression. So if you are interested in omega, so that will be integral d omega, that will be integral sine theta d phi. But this is not the proper way of writing it, because we know the limits of theta are from 0 to pi and the limits of d phi are from 0 to 2 pi, right? So we can write that this omega is actually integral sine theta d theta from 0 to pi into d phi 0 to 2 pi. In the previous lecture I have told you that phi runs from 0 to 2 pi because it is the angle between two planes, and we can fold two planes 0 and then one full rotation, that is 2 pi, whereas theta is the angle which the radius vector makes with the z-axis. So radius vector makes with the z-axis. Either it can be 0 or it can be a one full turn, and that is pi only, right? So how much is this integral? It is phi, then you give the value 2 pi minus 0. So it is 2 pi only. This factor is 2 pi only. Now what is this factor? Integration of sine theta is minus cos theta, and the value of theta runs from 0 to pi. So this will be minus times minus 1 minus minus 1, because cos pi is minus 1. This minus is here, minus cos 0 is 1, minus times. So this is actually 2. So this is actually 1 plus 1 into 2 pi. So this angle is 1 plus 1, 2, 2 into 2, 4 pi. And all of us know that the angle subtended at the center of a sphere is how much? 4 pi. And we have come to the same conclusion even through the concept of a solid angle, right? So the angle at the center of a sphere is how much? 4 pi. This angle is 4 pi. Whereas in case of a plane, it is only 2 pi. So I hope that gives you an idea of spherical polar coordinates. And that's all.